The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network called on the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 4th day of March 2024. We got a good one for you today. We got a doubleheader for you Wednesday, and then we got 2 weeks of good luck trying to find a decent matchup to stream. Today, it is the surprising Kansas City Royals, who are 24-13 and in first place over the Oakland A's, on the road in Minneapolis to play the Minnesota Twins. The Twins are 21-14. They definitely are playing better than they did in '87, their World Series year. The Royals, again, a surprise. And that's the matchup for you today. Alan Anderson, who was a 16-game winner in real life, 2-1 so far on the replay, putting up Cy Young stuff against the ace of the Royals, Brett Saberhagen. You even get Bo Jackson today, Kirby Puckett. It is 80s Palooza for this 80s game. It is the Royals and the Twins. We have a doubleheader for you on Wednesday because we've got to track a special field trip from the Charles Barkley School of the Delinquent from Philadelphia, going to New York for the A's and the Yankees. And so and of course, I said Thursday in the Facebook group, it's Friday. It's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Got 4 games for you this week. We hope you enjoy them all as we play the games today of May 18th, Wednesday, 1988. Next, as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1988, today from the Hubert Horatio Humphrey Metrodome. Say that 5 times fast. It's the Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's the Minnesota Twins and the Kansas City Royals. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalNice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Hey, good morning. Good morning from Arizona and Van Nuys, California. People are on vacation. So it is Brett Saberhagen and Alan Anderson. Saberhagen is 7-1 on the year. Anderson 2-1. A great pitching matchup for you today. Oh, you're visiting your mom. Hopefully she's all right. Alan Anderson, as we said, 2-1. 4 starts, so he's making his 5th of the year. It's only been available since April 28th. Good, glad to hear that. He's 24 years old, fastball at 85, and a ground ball pitcher. But if the Twins are going to repeat, they need him to do quite well. He last pitched 5 days ago against the Tigers, taking his first loss of the year. 8 1/3 innings, 111 pitches, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He gave up 2 homers to the Tigers in the loss. He walked 1 and struck out 3. So overall, 32 1/3 for Allen. 17 hits, 6 runs, all earned. Those 2 homers, he walked 8 and struck out 16. By the way, John, your game is Wednesday. Here's how the Royals... You're on vacation in Surprise, Arizona. Do they have a picture of a statue of Gomer Pyle? Surprise, surprise, surprise. Heading out, hopefully, to see your hometown boy, Mike Trout, in a bit versus the Rangers. That's awesome. Willie Wilson will lead off for the Royals in center. Kevin Seitzer in his orchestra at third will bat second. George Brett at first goes third. Danny Tartabull cleans up and right. Steve Balboni, this project is almost over. He's the DH. He'll bat 5th. Frank White at second will go 6th. Bo Jackson in left will bat 7th. Mike McFarland behind the plate goes 8th. And Kurt Stillwell at short will bat 9th. And, of course, the Royals in real life are mourning the passing of UL Washington over the weekend. Alan Anderson, 110 pitches. That should get him into the 8th if all goes well. Dan Gladden, as we set the Twins defense for you, an 8 and a 7 in left. Kirby Puckett at 10 and an 8 in center. But it'll be there for you. It's a doubleheader. We also got the Angels and the Red Sox, too. Kirby Puckett a 10 and an 8 in center. Randy Bush a 4 and a 5 in right. Gary Gaetti a 10 at third. Lombardozzi a 3 at short. Tommy Herr is over. He's a 5 at second, and Gene Larkin is a 3 at first. Tom Nieto behind the plate is a 7 and a 6, and Anderson is 7 on the mound with a 9.56 fielding percentage. If my mom hadn't run out of money after she was remarried, they were looking to live in Sedona. Never made it that far. Lived in Las Cruces for 15 months. That was awesome. Willie Wilson at 307, 2 triples and 11 RBI. But Sedona was the goal. How you doing, Craig? Nice to have you along. Anderson starts the ball game with strike 3. He got him on a 2-2 fastball looking. I've heard great things about Sedona. And I take it that's not your first trip out there. Kevin Seitzer at 376, a home run and 12 RBI. So 11:30 Eastern on Wednesday. And then we're shooting for noon on Friday. And for a couple weeks, the pickings get rather slim. Not for a long time. Well, good for you guys. Pitch to Seitzer. Kevin hits a ground ball to Herr. Tommy throws to first for the out. No, he doesn't. It gets away from Larkin. And Herr makes his first error as a Minnesota Twin. It goes into the dugout, and Seitzer moves out in the second. I'm sure it hasn't gotten any less beautiful. So 1 out. Herr not ingratiating himself to the hometown faithful with that. Here's George Brett, 307, 5 homers and 37 RBI. Anderson from the stretch. That's to Lombardozzi at short. Goes to Larkin, and that's an out. So no Gagne and no Herbeck in the lineup for the Twins. Danny Teitelball at 258, 8 home runs and 31 RBI. Struck him out. Anderson gets around the air, strikes out 2 on a 1-2 fastball, got him swinging. The Royals get the error and leave a runner on. No runs, no hits after half an inning, no score. So Brett Saberhagen, one of the major reasons. In fact, he'll win the Cy Young in '89. Big Dave, how are you? Why the Royals are in first place. He's 7-1 with an earned run average that's 2 runs better than his real life number at 185. Forrest, good morning, good afternoon. Saberhagen 24, fastball at 88, and a ground ball pitcher. His last start was against the Rangers on the 13th, a 7-4 win. He went 6, 111 pitches, 9 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs. He walked 1 and struck out 5. He does have a 3-hit shutout of Baltimore. That was in April. Overall for Saberhagen, 68 innings, 66 pitches, 25 runs, 14 earned. The home run came against the Jays on his first start of the year. That's right. I forgot Saberhagen had that run where he only pitched well in odd number years. And this is 1988. 22 walks and 47 strikeouts. Here's the lineup for the Twins. Dan Gladden will lead off in left field. Tommy Herr over from the Cardinals will bat second and play second. Kirby Puckett in center will bat third. Kent Herbeck is the DH today. He'll clean up. Gary Gaetti at third will bat fifth. Randy Bush in right will bat sixth. Gene Larkin at first will go seventh. Steve Lombardozzi at short, Mr. Utility, will go eighth. And Tom Nieto behind the plate will bat ninth. Saberhagen, if all goes well, can go the distance on 130 pitches. Defensively for Kansas City, Bo Jackson a 5 and an 8 in left. Willie Wilson a 7 and a 6 in center. Danny Teitelball a 3 and an 8 in right. Kevin Seitzer is a 6 at third. Kurt Stillwell a 4 at short. Frank White a 7 at second. George Brett a 5 at first. Mike McFarland a 3 and a 3 behind the plate. And Saberhagen is a 6 on the mound with a 9.42 fielding percentage. For those of you who are going to watch live on Wednesday, we should have a new camera. Won't mean I look any better. That's what you get when you have a face for radio and a body for newspapers. But you'll be able to see me more clearly. And hopefully I won't have to play with the gosh darn camera anymore. Dan Gladden at 273, oh, by the way, a home run and 6 RBI. Game 36 for the Twins, 38 for the Royals. Left field, Bo, 1 out. Here's Tommy Herr. Combined record, 275, no homers, and 5 RBI. No, that's his combined record. So, no, that's his record with the Twins. With Minnesota, real life, 263, a homer, and 21 RBI. Her swings, ground ball to Stillwell. Kurtz got it, throws to first. Brett is there, 2 out. For Kirby Puckett, Kirby at 380. 6 homers and 33 RBI. Kirby did not have the body of a great hitter. He had a slugger's body, portly and that. But in 88, he had 234 hits. 71 of those were for extra bases. Pitch to Puckett. Ground ball to Saberhagen, left side of the mound. Throws to first, and Kirby is retired. Twins go in order. No runs, no hits, and no errors. After 1, no score. So here's Steve Balboni. Balboni, White, and Bo to face Anderson here in the second. Balboni hitting .091 with 2 RBI. Struck him out. That's 3 for Anderson. A 2-2 curveball or fastball on the outside corner. 1 away for Frank White. Another reason why the Royals are playing so well. He's hitting .306 with 4 homers and 25 RBI. That's in the left. Gladden in the corner will make the catch. 2 out. So here's Bo. Bo packs him in, hitting .219, 5 homers, 11 RBI, 41 strikeouts. So 2 out, nobody on here in the second. Anderson winds and fires. Bo singes that one to left, but that'll hook foul, and somebody from Young America, Minnesota, will make that catch. And the count is 2-2. Base hit, right center field. Bush will pick it up. Randy will cut it off, throw it in the infield. And a 2-out single for Bo. How you doing, Scotty? So the first hit for anybody, 2 out here in the second. McFarland is at 286, 3 homers, and 18 RBI. Pitch to McFarland. Ground ball, left side, a base hit. So Anderson has himself in a bit of trouble here in the second. Bo going to go for third. He is. The throw from Gladden is going to be not in time. So Jackson got under the tag. Gaetti had him, but not there. So 2 out. 2 on. McFarland with my speed on first for Stillwell. Hitting .252, no homers, and 9 RBI. Mike from the truck, what's up with you? Runners on the corners. Stillwell draws the walk. So the Royals have him loaded here with 2 out. So the opening 9 from Anderson, an inning and 2/3. 38 pitches, 2 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Willie Wilson struck out to start the ball game. Anderson deals, bases loaded, right side of the rubber. Anderson throws to Larkin, and the Royals are going to leave him loaded. How about that, Foster Brooks? No run, 2 hits, and no errors. Inning and a half down, no score. So Herbeck, the DH today, 4, 5, and 6. Gaetti and Bush to follow. Kent at 3:15. Digital Diamond should be out right around opening day. If you're on Facebook, he's been posting some screenshots. 5 homers for Herbeck, by the way, and 24 RBI. Pitch to Kent. There's a fly ball, left center field. Back goes Bull to the track. And that is high off the wall. That's off the plexiglass out there. And for Herbeck, it's his 6th double of the year. Looks pretty much like he's done a good job. That's an annual release. Here's Gaetti, Gary at 3:45, 9 homers, and 35 RBI. So runner on second, nobody out, scoreless game here in the second. Gaetti punches that one in the left center for a base hit. Bo will cut it off. Herbeck is going to hold at third. And so the Twins have runners on the corners. Nobody out for Randy Bush. Randy is at 276. No homers. Yeah, it's an annual release, Forrest. I believe it's the 12th version, too. Randy's driven in 11, by the way. Herbeck on third. Gaetti on first. Nobody out. Saberhagen's pitch. That's up the middle. They might get 2 out of this. Herbeck will score. Stillwell steps on the bag, throws to first. Is Bush safe? He is. So they'd only get 1 there because Randy had some pretty good speed. So Herbeck will score. Bush beats out the fielder's choice, 6U. And now bring up Gene Larkin, hitting 275, 2 homers, and 15 RBI. Right side, White. A rainmaker, but we're inside. Makes the catch, 2 out. Maybe that will be a ceiling scraper. Here's Lombardozzi, Steve at 286, no homers, and 4 RBI. Remember, this is the place where the roof collapsed after a snowstorm. Twice. Second time it is ripped and open. Pitch to Lombardozzi. Up the middle, Stillwell should have it. He goes to first to Brett, and Lombardozzi is retired. However, the Twins get a run on 2 hits. No errors. And they leave on a runner after 2. It's the Twins 1, the Royals nothing. So Seitzer, Brett, and Tartable, 2, 3, and 4. Yep. And I'm sure that Status Pro will be part of the package as well. You can buy the Status Pro advanced data sets, or you could last year. Kevin Seitzer's 0 for 1. Up the middle past her into center field, and Kirby Puckett will field that on a hop. Third hit for the Royals. Here's George Brett. George is 0 for 1. Base hit left field. Gladden will grab it off the turf. Seitzer with decent speed is going to hold at second. So the Royals are huffing and puffing. Let's see if they can score. Here's Tartable. Danny struck out his first time up. Seitzer on second. Brett on first. Anderson from the stretch. Fly ball left field. Gladden will track this one down. Seitzer goes back to tag. He will hold at second as Gladden has a good arm, and there's 1 out. And that'll bring up the man, the myth, the legend, Steve Balboni. Seitzer and Brett on. 1-0 Twins here as we play the third. Popped up. At least he made contact. Nieto doffs the mask into foul territory. Makes the catch, 2 out. So here's Frank White. Frank is 0 for 1. Anderson working his way out of a minefield. He's already stranded 4. And if the Royals get nothing here, they'll have stranded 6. To Tommy Herr, Over to Larkin. This time it works, and the Royals get nothing and have to like it. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left on. After 3 for the Royals, they have left on 6 and trail the Twins 1-0. Yeah, the advance you got to buy, the regular Status Pro comes with the game, or it did last year. Nieto, by the way, at 0.79 with an RBI. So Saberhagen starting the third. Fly ball, shallow left, Bo, 1 out. Here's Gladden. Dan is 0 for 1. Into left center, Wilson going back. That's off the wall. That will be extra bases. The throw goes into third. Gladden in with the 7th double of the year. So the opening 10 batters for Brett Saberhagen, 2 and a third, 3 hits, the 1 run. It was earned. He's now thrown 36 pitches. Hasn't walked or struck out anybody. Gladden with good speed on second. Herr is 0 for 1. Not really a good hit and run hitter. Gladden's going to go. McFarland with a mediocre arm to throw down to Seitzer, and Dan has his 9th stolen base of the year. So Saberhagen made the mistake of not paying any attention to Gladden, and Gladden stole third. So the Twins, with 1 out and a 1-strike count to her, in position to put another run on the board. Into right, Tartable coming in. Danny makes the catch. Gladden will tag and will hold with 2 out. Tartable has a good arm, and that was shallower than Dan thought. And you also really don't want to get the 3rd out when you got Kirby Puckett at the plate. Kirby's 0 for 1. Up the middle, Stillwell has it, snares it on the pit, throws to first, and Kirby is retired. Twins do not score. They get a hit, and that's it. They have left on 2. And after 3, it's 1-0 Minnesota. You buy the data and the cards show up on the screen. So no, it's someone makes those cards. And so you load up that season and play the game that way. Forrest asks, he doesn't understand how the advanced version is used. So you're buying the data and the data file and the cards. Not the actual printed cards. The regular version of Status Pro is pretty much open source. Here's Bo. Bo's got himself a single. Kansas City has 4 hits, but no runs. In the left, Gladden, 1 out. So here's McFarland. Mike singled his first time up. Into right, Bush, 1 out. So it's a separate purchase, Forrest, than the game itself. But the regular version just comes with it. Here's Stillwell. Kurt walked his first time up. Right center, Puckett. They'll grab it, then that'll do it. Royals go in order after 3.5. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Twins. So here are the standings. Cleveland leads the Yankees by half a game. Milwaukee by 1. The Tigers by 2. The Jays are starting to wake up their 3.5. The Red Sox are comatose. It wouldn't be a Ron replay if the Red Sox actually played well. And Baltimore is not Atlanta. In the West, Kansas City by 1.5 over Oakland, 2 over the Twins, 4.5 over Seattle. And everyone else is waiting for football. In the National League East, the Mets and the Pirates are tied. Mets are technically ahead on winning percentage. Montreal 4.5 back. And in the West, don't look, Scotty. The Reds are 2 up on the Dodgers and 9.5 up on San Diego. The Giants, by the way, have collapsed. But the Braves are 7-28. And even the 62 Mets are going, ugh, that's not good. Wade Boggs leads the American League, hitting .390. Kirby Puckett hitting .380. And Kevin Seitzer, .376. McGuire has had 13 home runs. Incavilla for the Rangers has 11. George Brett has driven in 37. Gaetti 35 for third. Teddy Aguirre, a 1.81 ERA. Saberhagen, a 1.85. And leads the American League with 7 wins. And Roger Clemens has struck out 79. Twins are second in the American League at hitting at .282. The Royals have the best pitching in the American League at .331. And Herbeck doubled and scored the lone run for the Twins in the second. Rips this one into right field. Turnbull will grab it on a hop, and Herbeck has his second single. The Dodger portion of the fan base is already laughing. The swoon has come early for the Giants. Remember, they won the division in '87, and they won the division in '89. We'll see. We'll see how much the swoon is. Here's Gaetti. Gary singled his first time up. Herbeck on first. Not a threat to steal. Ground ball to short. Stillwell to White for 1. Frank pivots, throws to Brett, and it is a 6-4-3 double play. 2 out, nobody on for Randy Bush, who drove in Herbeck in the second. And that is past Brett into right field. Turnbull will grab it. But again, on a hop. So 1-0 Twins here. 2 out in the fourth. Here's Larkin. Gene is 0 for 1. Into left center. Back goes Wilson. Willie will flag that one down, and that's the inning. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. After 4, it's still 1-0 Twins. So Anderson, third time through the lineup, 66 pitches for his opening 18. 4 innings, 4 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. But is on the correct end of a 1-0 ballgame. Willie Wilson is 0 for 2. Popped up. Nieto takes off the mask, goes to the screen, and can't get there. So the count is 0-2. Drops one down with 2 strikes. How about that? Larkin throws to her. That surprised everybody, but they still made the play, 1 out. Oh, by the way, I just did a questionnaire for Jamie Marshall's Sports Games Journal. Spent some good time with that this weekend. Kevin Seitzer is 1 for 2. Kevin and a single. Into left center. Puckett tracks it down, makes the catch. 2 out. Also, tomorrow night, J. Thomas Hetrick will be doing a presentation for Sabre on his baseball game. Just like Dave Cook did a couple weeks ago, or last week. So I'll be there for that, and we're going to have Mr. Hetrick on Digital Dice shortly on one of those Saturday nights, so you can chat with him as well. It's about his new ball game. Pitch to Brett. George up the middle, a base hit. So a 2-out single for Brett. And Puckett, did that get dropped? Not Tommy Herr's best day there. I think he went to dive, and it just hit his glove. Now, they got Tommy Herr because he was a surefire defender, And certainly he has experience playing on the plastic. I mean, that's what they have in St. Louis. Here's Tartable. Danny's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Anderson deals. There goes Brett, and Nieto will just kind of let him go. So George has his 5th stolen base of the year. He's 35 years old. A 1 strikeout to Tartable. 1-0 Twins. 2 out, top the 5th. Anderson deals into right center, and this will tie the ball game. Brett scores with ease. Tartable is into second, standing on his 9th double of the year. So easy peasy lemon squeezy with that. And the Royals finally get a run off of Anderson. That's the good news. With 2 out, here's the bad news. Here's Steve Balboni. Steve is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Anderson, deep breath, delivers. Got him. So 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. The Royals have left on 7, and halfway home on a 49-degree March day in Burlington, Vermont, it's 1-1. Well, you joined us late. Happy Monday. Hope your weekend was all right. Royals and Twins here, May 18th, 1988, and a 1-1 tie at the Metrodome. Royals had the bases loaded, could not score in the second. Twins got a run in the second. Randy Bush, a fielder's choice, to make it 1-0. And Danny Tartable with a double a moment to go to score. George Brett to make it 1-1. Snow in Bellingham, Washington this morning. We're not done with snow, but my goodness, is it warm. What was the name of the new baseball game I mentioned a few minutes ago? I forget what he calls it, but he will be on our show sometime later in March. Kurt Berglund, by the way, got a hold of a copy of it and played it, so I forget what it was. Brett Sabergen, by the way, 5 hits through 4. In a run. He hasn't walked or struck out anybody. Alan Anderson, J. Thomas Hetrick. Hetrick. Anderson, a 6-hitter through 5. A run it was earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 4. And again, he'll be doing the Saber thing Tuesday at 8 Eastern, I believe. I signed up for it. I'm going to go to that one. Lombardozzi, Nieto, and Gladden here in the 5th for the Twins. Steve is 0 for 1. Saberhagen starts the 5th. Ground ball to 3rd. Hard hit. Seitzer has it. Throws to 1st. 1 out. That brings up Nieto, who is 0 for 1. In the left. Bo. 2 out. Bo with a sliding catch on the turf. Oh, by the way, there's 2 assists out there in 33 games. Dan Gladden is 1 for 2. Saberhagen opening 18, 62 pitches, 4 2/3, 5 hits. And everyone's made contact with him so far, including Gladden, who doubled and stole his 9th base. Ground ball to White. Frank's got it over to Brett, and that will retire the side. We've played 5 full here at the Metrodome, 1-1. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Dave, as well. Games and Simulations Group has had some good calls over the past few months. Scotty says Western Washington University, 14-2, ranked 16th in Division II. Got to get in 3 of their 4 games this week, and 1 was snowed out. And John says, so funny, second reference to Bellingham for you this morning. Old friend from college vacationing with us from Washington just mentioned an hour ago. That's right. You and Scotty never got together when you were out there a couple years ago, right? Didn't one of you get COVID? Pitch to White. Frank's 0 for 2 into right center. Puckett. 1 out. For Bo, who's 1 for 2. It was you. Don't do that again. Base hit left field. Gladden will pick it up. Kirby right behind him, and Bo is on. So here's McFarland. Mike is 1 for 2. 1 out here in the 6th. 7th hit for the Royals. Throw to first. Bo's back. Anderson, pitch count wise, is high. 1-1 game here in the 6th. Gets away from Nieto. There goes Bo. Nieto has it. He uncorks the throw to her, and Bo is out of there. So it was a pass ball, and then it is not because he got caught trying to advance. So Anderson with a deep sigh of relief. A 2-1 count to McFarland. John got lost in Seattle Stadium traffic. That's right. So nobody on. 2 out here in the 6th and a 1-1 tie. McFarland rips this one into left center for a base hit. All the way to the wall. Gladden will grab it. He'll throw to Gaetti at third. McFarland has his 8th double of the year. And Scotty was out of town the couple days that he was there, that you didn't have it. I remember that. It's amazing the things you remember. Kurt Stillwell is 0 for 1 with a walk. Oh, by the way, Dow the second, our 301st follower here on Twitch. Stillwell 0 for 1 into right center. Puckett tracks it down. Makes the catch, and that'll do it. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th here at the Metrodome. It's the Royals 1, the Twins 1. Excuse me. So Puckett, and Herbeck here in the bottom of the 6th. Tommy is 0 for 2. Saberhagen cruising right along. 1 run, 8 hits, no errors for the Royals, and they have left on 8. 1 run, 5 hits, an error for the Twins, and they have left on 3. Don't forget, Wednesday morning, 11:30, doubleheader. We follow the Charles Barkley Delinquent Center field trip to New York for the A's and the Yankees. And then Roger Clemens and Chuck Finley hook up from Fenway Park, the Angels and the Red Sox. That's all Wednesday right here on Retro Sports Network. Pitch to her. Tommy swings, ground ball to White. Makes a diving stop, throws to first, and her is retired. So for White, that's his 6th great play of the year. He's only made 1 error in 35 games. 1 out for Puckett. Nobody on. Kirby is 0 for 2. In the right center, that's going to be extra bases. Wilson waits for it off the hefty bag. Stillwell throws it to third. Kirby's going to slide, and he's got his 2nd triple of the year. You wouldn't think he was all that fast, but you take advantage of A, the soft wall there, and B, the turf. And Kirby just knows how to leg him out. John talks about the parking in Seattle being a disaster. So here's Herbeck. Kent has single-doubled and scored the lone run for the Twins in the 2nd. 1 out. And Kirby Puckett on 3rd. Saberhagen and McFarland try to get on the same page. And that ball is gone. Over the hefty bag, into the football seats, and it's a 3-1 Twins lead. My goodness, did Herbeck just slam that one down the line for his 6th of the year. They changed some signs, and I'm not sure that Saberhagen knew what he was supposed to throw. Whatever it was, it caught the plate. And that's in the Tommy Kramer section of the ballpark. My goodness, did he crush that one. So Gaetti steps up. 3-1 Twins now. What is the difference between a grand slam and a home run? You can only hit a grand slam when the bases are loaded. It's a 4-run homer. Pitch to Gaetti. Ball 4. So here's Bush. Randy 1 for 2. A single and RBI. 3-1 Twins now here in the 6th. Saberhagen's pitch. And that's laced to right. Tartable right there. Makes the catch. Maybe? Yes. 2 out. Grand slams are rare because you can only have them when the base is loaded. 2 out for Larkin. Gene is 0 for 2. Right center. Wilson coming in. Willie's there. Makes the catch. A sliding catch on the turf. And for Willie, that's his 11th great play of the year. We've played 6. 2 runs on the homer by Herbeck. And after 6, it's 3-1 Minnesota. Scotty and John are having a great conversation about the desert in Washington. Willie Wilson is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 27 batters deep for Anderson last inning. 6 innings, 8 hits. A walk and 4 strikeouts. To first, Larkin. Takes it to the bag himself. 1 out. Brings up Seitzer. Kevin is 1 for 3. Kevin has a single. Into right. Bush. 2 out. For George Brett, who's had himself a pretty good day. 2 for 3. 2 singles. Scored the lone Royals run in the 5th. Stole his 5th base. Punches this one into right field. Bush will grab it for a base hit. Randy should have been there earlier, but he was not, and George has his 3rd hit. So here's Tartable. Danny 1 for 3. Doubled home Brett in the 5th for his 32nd RBI of the year. He's also struck out. Got him again, and Anderson, stretch time, 3-1, Twins. Dave was asking about the Denny's menu. It's easier just to put the cholesterol in a syringe and just shove it in there. Taste is about as good. Here's Lombardozzi, who's 0 for 2. The Denny's we had in town closed. We're not missing much. Saberhagen starts the 7th. He trails 3-1 thanks to the 2-run shot in the 6th by Kent Herbeck. Sabes has it, throws to Brett for the out. So we'll go Red Sox and Angels first on Wednesday at 11:30. And then at approximately 12:30 Eastern Time, it'll be the A's and the Yankees from the big old ballpark in the Bronx. That's Wednesday here on Retro Sports Network. Tom Nieto, by the way, is 0 for 2. Slow chopper to Brett. Underhands it to Saberhagen for the out. 2 away for Gladden. Saberhagen 27 batters, 6 2/3, 93 pitches, 7 hits, a homer to Herbeck, and a walk. Big Dave misses the moons over Miami. You know who I miss? Howard Johnson's. They don't even sell the clams anymore. The ones I get to throw in the air fryer, I think, are from CPAC. I told you that Gladden had the double. Moons over Miami was John's favorite. Now, John, are you on the road long enough to be doing overnights and stuff like that, or you just drive around the metro, eastern Pennsylvania, Delaware area? I believe the Hojos are all gone. And Dave was a Denny Burger type of guy. I believe the last one was in Lake George, New York. Gladden, it's a ground ball to Stillwell. Over to Brett for the out. My mom, we were talking earlier about Sedona, Arizona. When they lived in Las Cruces, her first job was at a Hojo's. And, of course, New Mexico State University's out there. Balboni, by the way, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. As we start the 8th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. We'll go to the 8th, 3-1. I should probably check on Anderson. Oh, Anderson says he seems strong, so we'll let him go. Scotty says, coincidentally, when he stopped drinking until 2 in the morning, he also stopped dining at Denny's. So a bunch of rock acts would play in Las Cruces because they had the Pan American Center, pretty good arena. Oh, just okay. So John's home every night. So one of the bands that played at the Pan Am Center was the Doobie Brothers. This would have been the spring of '79. Pitched to Balboni. Makes contact into left field. Gladden's there. And there's one out for Frank White, who's 0 for 3. And one of them was so, well, what's a nice word to say? Hopped up on something. That he got a raw hot dog. That's what he wanted. I don't know which one it was, but yeah, a raw hot dog. Right back to Anderson, throws to Gene Larkin, 2 out. So here's Bo. Bo is 2 for 3. He has singled twice. 1 run, 9 hits, no errors for the Royals. They have left on 9. They left on 6 through the first 3. Twins, 3 runs, 7 hits, an error, and they have left on 4. Anderson deals. Bo into center. Kirby's there. He'll make the catch. Jeff Reardon will pitch the 9th. No runs, no hits, and no errors. And after 7.5 here at the Dome, it's the Twins 3, the Royals 1. So Puckett, and Herbeck to face Saberhagen, who will be throwing pitch number 100 in a moment. Tommy is 0 for 3. Got him. That is the first strikeout of the ball game for Saberhagen, and it comes with 1 out in the 8th. John says the last time he remembers the Howard Johnsons was the mid-'80s. Traveled as a family. It was convenient because we'd stay in their hotels, eat at the restaurant, and they were cheap. And a lot of those old Hojos, the hotel chain I think is still around. A lot of the old restaurants became Denny's. Here's Kirby Puckett. Got himself a triple his last time up, 1 for 3 with the run scored. That is up the middle. Willie Wilson can't get there, and Kirby's got himself a base hit. So you're wondering how you got 234 hits in a year? That's how you do it. Here's Herbeck. He needs a triple, which I don't think he can get for the cycle. He has singled, doubled, homered, driven in 2, and scored twice. 3-1 Twins, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. And that will be a base hit, his 4th. Too shallow for anything. Wilson throws it back in, and the Twins are quite happy to do station to station now. Here's Gaetti. Gary is 1 for 2. A walk and grounded into a double play. Although just dawned on John that his wife and him stopped to eat it near King's Dominion only a few years ago. They slowly just kind of went out. And for years in the stores, you could buy the clams or the mac and cheese. Left field. Bo. He's going back. I don't think he's got enough room. That's gone. So Gaetti, a 3-run homer, and the Twins are not going quietly into this good night as world champions. It's now 6-1 as Gaetti pounds his 10th of the year down the line. The last time that Big Dave stayed at a Hojo was just outside Cooperstown. Here it is again. Just pulled it right down the line, and there wasn't a blessed thing Bo could do but turn and watch it go. So the Twins have broken this one open here in the 8th. Here's Randy Bush, 1 for 3. Still 1 out. He has an RBI. Twins a singleton in the 2nd, 2 in the 6th, and 3 here in the 8th. Right field, back goes Tartable to the wall, and that's gone. So Randy Bush, his first of the year, that's in the football seats. And it's 7-1. So Saberhagen just kind of shaking his head there. A pitch that did not break. A bang in the baggie. That sounds like one of those Klingon movies we're not supposed to see. So here's Gene Larkin. Back-to-back homers given up by Saberhagen. He only allowed 18 in 260 2/3. But yep, the hefty bag taking a pounding. And John Cena isn't there to help. Larkin 0 for 3. 7-1 Twins here in the 8th. And Larkin draws the walk. I'm managing the Twins, by the way. The computer's responsible for Saberhagen. Lombardozzi is 0 for 3. So Alan Anderson is going to get the win unless, well, he can't lose it because he's not going to pitch tonight. Should be 2. White, Stillwell for 1. Kurt throws to first, and that'll do it. A huge inning, however, for the Twins. 4 runs on 4 hits. All the home runs and no errors. We go to the 9th at 7-1 Minnesota. So Juan Berenguer. You know, if I talked about hockey the way that you talked about baseball, Gardner. Berenguer, 34, making his 15th appearance. Fastball at 94, and a fly ball pitcher. His last outing was May 9th against Milwaukee in an 8-4 win. 3 innings of shutout baseball, 49 pitches, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. So Berenguer, 31 1/3 innings, 15 hits, 8 runs, 5 earned. He's walked 20 and struck out 24. 6-1 the record, a save, and a 1.44. That's gross ERA. So McFarland, Stillwell, and Wilson, the Royals need 6 to tie and 7 to go ahead. McFarland has had himself a good day. He has singled and doubled. He's 2 for 3. Berenguer starts the 9th, and that's a base hit in the right center. Gardner has jinxed the Twins. 10th hit for the Royals. McFarland has 3. So here's Stillwell. Kurt is 0 for 2 with a walk. Struck him out. 2-2 fastball swung on and missed. One out for Willie Wilson, who is 0 for 4 with the strikeout. So in our goodbyes over the weekend, we told you about UL Washington. Ed Ott passed away at 72, part of the We Are Family Pirates, and of course Chris Mortensen died as well. Chris had been sick for a long time. One out, pitch to Wilson, who's 0 for 4. This should end it, maybe. Lombardozzi only plays to first, and Willie is retired. I don't know why the word hooker is considered a bully, but Scotty set off the auto mod. Him and Seitzer 1 for 4. McFarland and My Speed are on second, 2 out. Last chance saloon for the Royals. Scotty knew a hooker once who lived in St. Paul. Can I read the rest of this? But would cross the river to Minneapolis. Oh, for work. She was known as the. Oh, well, I'll read this as Vinny. I knew a hooker once who lived in St. Paul, but would cross the river to go to Minneapolis for work. As Groucho Marx said, she was known as the Tale of Two Cities. That's a good one. So McFarland on second, Seitzer at the plate, Berenguer trying to slam the door with a 6-run lead. In the left, Gladden going back will make the catch, and it's an easy win for the Twins, 7-1. So 2 hours and 51 fake minutes. The Twins moved to 22 and 14, 7 runs, 11 hits, and error. They left on 4. That's efficient. 1 run, 10 hits, and no errors for the Royals. They left on 10. And we'll give Ken Herbeck and his 4 hits and 2 RBIs your digital advice player of the game. Anderson moves to 3-1, 8 innings, 9 hits. The run was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 5. Actually, he wasn't tired when I pulled him out. Saberhagen goes the distance, 8 innings, 11 hits. He falls to 7-2. 7 runs all earned. He gave up 3 home runs. He walked 2 and struck out 1. So the rest of this Wednesday of baseball for you. Cubs beat the Cardinals 2-1 at Wrigley. DePino 2-0 and Todd Worrell 0-6. Pena 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Milwaukee beats Detroit 18-2. Aren't you glad we didn't do that one? Glenn Bragg's 4 for 5. His 4th drives in 2. And the Brewers have 22 hits. They pound Doyle Alexander. Higuera goes to 4-3. Alexander falls to 2-4. The Giants, so describing someone's golf shots is controversial. Apparently it is on Twitch. The Giants beat the Phillies 6-5. Scott Garrelts gets his first win of the year. Greg Harris falls to 3-2. Will Clark 2 for 3. His 5th of the year. Toronto, the Phillies, by the way, stole 5 bases in that loss. Toronto beats Texas 5-1. Todd Stottlemyre 2-2. Hayward falls to 0-3. Kelly Gruber 1 for 4 with a triple. Red Sox in 11 beat the A's 4-3. Lee Smith 3-4. Gene Nelson falls to 1-2. Todd Benzinger 2 for 5, his 2nd of the year, and drives in 3. My goodness, there's a ton of this stuff to read for the 18th. The White Sox double up the Indians in Cleveland 6-3. Melito Perez 3-3. Tom Candiotti falls to 5-4. Greg Walker 3 for 4, his 3rd of the year, and drives in 2. In 11 innings, the Orioles pound out 21 hits. The Angels pound out 25 hits. They combine for 27 runs. The Orioles win 14-13. Schmidt 3-0. Brian Harvey falls to 0-3. Wally Joyner 5 for 7 for the Angels. He hits his 4th. The Reds beat the Braves 9-5. Jose Rio gets the win. He goes to 5-0. Preston Smith 3-4. Cal Daniels 3-for-3, a double and 2 stolen bases. Pittsburgh 19 hits, and they nail Nolan Ryan, who goes to 2-5, 13-0. Doug Drabeck goes to 6-1. Sim Bream 3-for-5. Mets beat the Padres 1-0 at the Murph. Ojeda 4-3. McCullers 0-3. Randy Myers picks up his 11th save. Last but not least, a 2-hitter for Oral Hershiser. They beat the Expos 7-1. He goes to 5-2. Future Red Sox John Dobson falls to 0-1. Hershiser, his own best friend, he had 2 triples. Scotty, what were you giving him? 2 triples. He drives in 2. For that, all right, doubleheader for you Wednesday, 11:30. It'll be the A's and the Yankees, followed by the Red Sox and the Angels. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you the next time. So long, everybody.